Beautiful overcast morning here on a lovely Saturday. Back here, just like last week, doing some backwoods fishing on some back roads at a new lake for some bass with my buddy Ryan over here. How's it going this morning, Ryan?
Oh, she's going.
That's great. That's great. All right. So, another weekend off work. Out here to do some bass fishing. And whatever swims in this lake, there's bass, there's trout.
And there's yellow perch.
Yellow perch in here. Okay, that's fine. But me, today's going to be a bass day, or whatever bites if I get desperate. Because, you know, ever since I did good in my tournament, placing 5th, I want to keep up with the warm-ups and the practice with learning how to use my board. And also getting better at not losing fish. So today's going to be a bass fishing day for me here on this lake, and of course we're going to be exploring around and try some more baits to see what works, because I've also seen what other people were using at tournaments, and I also got some for myself, and I want to try how they would be effective around the spots I like to fish. So, without further ado, we are going to go out and have some fun on this lovely overcast windy day. Hopefully hit some backwater with some top water, maybe catch a couple fish on some crushed cities, and who knows? I brought spinnerbaits with me today because I want to try out some trailers with my crushed cities on my spinnerbaits. Because I've seen a lot of those used by other anglers in tournaments that I've been fishing in, and I want to give it a shot and see how effective they actually work in this time of the month, which is May, when the bass have been biting very close to shore, some offshore, and hopefully we'll get some results today on this lovely windy Saturday morning. Of this being used, and I'm gonna give this a try today, see if it hopefully works. 1/8 ounce spinnerbait, just a little shoreline beater. Ready to start today?
Yep.
And what are you starting off with this morning?
Split shot rig.
On the split shot rig this morning?
Yeah, for a little while.
Yeah, Crush City for me, as always, and maybe a TRD if the bottom will be nice to me today. But I want to experiment today and see what I can catch on a spinnerbait, because they were pretty hot in the tournament. I've seen a lot of people in their yaks been throwing spinnerbaits, and I want to see what would work for me today. So you want to hit up this spot again?
Yep.
All right. Let's begin the day, bud. As soon as I casted it too. First one on the spinnerbait. Nope. Nope. They're a pretty nice one indeed. I guess they want spinnerbaits this morning. Look at that. Yeah. Normal spinnerbait fish. It's a start. Start the morning. Yeah. Just a small bass, but you know what? Practice makes perfect. Nice.
Yours is about a
I got it anyways. He flopped off the board, but it looked like to be 11.5. 11.5, I'm going to guess. Just a little bit past 11 inches, not necessarily reaching 11.5, but I'm going to guess 11.5 for that one. Well, this is interesting. This type of bait with a Crush City, with a Crush City trailer on a spinnerbait, proves to be effective. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna stick with this a little longer. Okay, all right, it's official. Spinnerbaits might be coming with me. Wow, wow. Spinnerbait fish. Who would have thought a Crush City and a spinnerbait combination would actually work? That's amazing. We might be onto him. Might be into him here, there, Ryan.
I'd say.
You might have made a good choice coming here. And that one is 11.5. Not a bad fish, not bad. Man, spinnerbait is magic this morning. So, as I'm sure most of you noticed now on my canoe, I have a trolling motor now, since back in the past I used to use paddles. Well, I'd like to take a moment and thank my friend Gary Lynch for hooking me up with this motor as a Christmas present that I bought myself off him. And the Brocraft motor, trolling motor mount for canoes I ordered off Amazon, which definitely is pretty durable. So, kind of moving up, slowly getting work done to this boat to turn it into an all-time bass canoe. And hopefully, once this boat is done, I can start, in the future, maybe investing in getting a kayak. Because I can't afford a bass boat, I'm not rich, unfortunately, but one man can dream. But I think after I'm done fully building this canoe into a bass canoe to take my friends out for a day of fishing, I'm going to start looking into getting a kayak. Because I was definitely getting some ideas when I was out on the NSKFS tournament, looking at some pretty neat kayaks that I wouldn't mind having myself. So we got 2 bass on a spinnerbait, and it's mid-May, so they seem to still be beating around the shore.
I say it's a lot similar idea to the spinnerbait.
Well, you see with this,
but the spinnerbait, it seems like there's more advanced features with it.
well, I wouldn't really necessarily say that. See, a spinnerbait versus an inline spinner. See, a spinnerbait like this is like a spin. This is what it looks like.
I see that it's got like a grub and like sort of like, yeah.
That's one of the
It's like quite a few things combined together.
It's like it's one of the main features of the spinnerbait. They're very universal and they're designed to cover a lot of water versus, let's say, an inline spinner that you commonly use for trout. A spinnerbait in particular, that was a rock, has variety. It has so many things that you can do with it. You can change the blades on them. You can have a Colorado blade, which is this round one here. You can have a willow leaf blade, which is this one here.
Yeah.
But in this particular spinnerbait, this is known as a tandem because it has the best of both worlds, where a Colorado blade basically gives you a lot of vibration that you can feel your bait, and the willow leaf blade pretty much just gives off more flash.
Yeah.
And the spinnerbait is designed to simulate schooling bait fish going by that a bass can attack, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's optional too. You can put trailer hooks on it in case they're short striking one day, or you can do what I did here and add like a trailer grub or paddle tail swim bait or any type of sort, right?
Yeah.
And you have different varieties of weight in spinnerbaits. You got your 1/2 ounce, you got your 3/8, you got your 1/4 ounces, you got a 1/8 ounce, which is what I'm throwing right now. You know, there's so much you can do with a spinnerbait, and they're pretty universal, and I don't use them as much as I should be using them, but On a good day, I remember in my past, on good days. Oh, that's good. Oh, we got a big smallmouth on. Oh, we got a big smallmouth. Oh, wow. No, hang tight, hang tight. We'll pause that conversation.
That's a pretty good size.
As I was saying, spinnerbaits are pretty universal. And yeah, there's so many varieties of these baits that you can design them, use them, how to set them up, and everything else like that. Yeah. My God, what a big smallie that is. Spinnerbaits are on fire this morning. Look at that. And just getting through explaining to Ryan about spinnerbaits and how they work, and this guy decides to prove my point. Early this morning here, definitely a lot of fun. You are a 15 inch smallie. Look at that 15-inch fish. Right there. You wanted that, didn't you? Well, let's get you back in the water. If I can catch more like you, we're in for a good day. Awesome, man. Wasn't that pretty good?
That's it.
Hey, thanks for that. Good, thanks for that, man. Oh, got another one. Oh, that's a nice bass too.
Get the net.
Get the net, okay. That's a nice one too. That might be a 14.
Whoa.
Oh, that is a nice smallie. Oh, bring him in. All right, right up. Remember, you gotta bring him up. Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
There's a big smallmouth on the white grub. What?
Yeah.
Oh, and it just fell out. No way you just caught that on a generic white grub.
Yeah.
What? Man, okay. Back to the board for Ryan. So I got a 15 on a spinnerbait, and he's catching them on a white grub. I'll be worried if you have me beat. Ryan, no way. You just beat me. You have a 15 and a half. Oh, no, 15 and a half, almost 15.75.
Wow.
You just beat me with biggest fish right now.
You mind if I get a photo?
Yes, of course, buddy. Very nice. 15, I catch a 15, you catch a 15 and a half. Like, what? What a battle that was. On the board, it looked like a 15 and a half, but it could have been 15.75. I'm not too sure, but
Very close to the 16-inch mark.
yeah, it was 15 and a half or 15.75. I'm not too sure, but the people watching, they know who they are. They'll probably have better judgments than me. I am thinking the Yozuri 3DB, just to get the warm-up started. All right, we're gonna give the old popper a try. Unfortunately, I lost my good one. That was killer at the tournament, but that doesn't mean another color shouldn't work. Prism blue should be pretty good. And the beauty part about the Yozuri 3DB popper is you don't necessarily have to use it like a popper. It also has walk the dog features. So it's like a popper and a Zara Spook had a child.
Oh, seems like a nice one.
Nice small. Nice small.
Wowzers.
Like I said, man, best popper I've ever had the pleasure of putting in my box. These things are just dynamite.
Oh, man, from the last system.
Oh! I looked away for a minute and I had one. Oh, that's fun. There you go.